It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Elijah, Nima, Akasha, Zabiri in the building.
I missed you. I missed you.
After 2 full weeks of resting.
But enjoyment loaded.
Yes, we saw you in Ekiti.
We went to Ekiti.
It's our village.
Yes, my husband's boss buried his mother, and the father is a king, so we had some kind of royal treatment. It was really nice. In Ekiti, these people, they enjoy fresh air. Just even the oxygen undiluted, unpolluted.
Lagos people appreciate air when you live Lagos.
I know, right?
I almost don't want to leave. The hotel too in Ekiti. Now like they said it's like 7-star.
Wow.
It was really cool.
I know the hotel. It's on the left hand side. It's an engine.
In Ekiti. We went back to Ekiti to stay here.
Oh, wow.
And over the weekend we stayed at the Formula and some Kuti guest house in Abuja. Mike's.
Was she there?
Yeah, no, YK wasn't there. But you can rent the place for weekends, like what they call it, Airbnb.
Oh,
wow. So my kids and myself and my husband later joined us. We went all around Abeokuta.
Oh, so you look rested.
Enjoyment.
Yes. I attended the burial of engineer Damola Kuti's father in Ijebu Mushin. That one too was, but I had the sad news, the very sad news of the passing of Alaji. Undubisi Abdul Lokuchime, YK's childhood friend.
Oh wow!
And Alaji is such a kind-hearted. Every time I cannot remember a time with Alaji that I did not have pampering, and I felt really, really I missed him. If I had not gotten to the burial before I received it, I most likely would not have gone. It really touched me, it broke me down, and I hope.
It's so respect. I saw it on
YK.
Well, I think it was your post I saw, and then I was really shocked when I saw it. So I didn't mention it on Monday, but it was really, really sad to hear of his passing because I know him very well.
He's survived by his wife, his mom, and his daughter. My heart is with his family right now.
Yeah.
He was buried according to Muslim rites. I pray that Allah grants him Jannah. Really, really touched by his passing.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Amaka, how you doing?
Enjoyment.
A lot of pink and black.
Thank you so much, my darling. I'm trying to. I wore pink today to cheer myself up. I've been a bit under the weather, so I'm kind of struggling.
You don't look it, though.
Thank you. So I'm sure even this morning I threw up like bile, like as if you have malaria. So maybe I might need to go to the hospital.
You have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah. And then today my mom is extracting her tooth, so she woke me up like around 4 a.m. Our parents, as they're getting older, anything, you're parenting them, and then they get anxiety from every single thing. And I was trying to convince her that, Mom, they're going to numb that area, you won't feel pain, but somehow she's anxious about it.
That motivation.
Yeah, she just needed that motivation. So she's just worried, but I'm trying to calm her down. Yeah, but she doesn't need the teeth anymore anyway.
Exactly. She needs it, please. Yeah, Julu, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
What's happening?
Thank God. Nothing happening. I've been here Monday, Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. So I have a lot of content to work on. We're trying to launch our new product, the skincare products, the moisturizers, and I want to do like a proper content for that. So afterwards, I'm going to be having a meeting with the director, my director, so that we can work out the modalities. We're putting things together for that. And sales are still going on. I'm blessing my customers for patronizing me. We're selling out most of the hairs already. Yeah. I will be finishing the sales this Friday. So if you still want to shop away.
You can use me as a model for the skincare product. I don't mind. I'll volunteer myself.
Sister.
My fresh skin.
I got you.
My fresh skin.
Anyways, I'd like to quickly congratulate, our very good friend, Mr. Tijani. Yes. He has sent me a message for his in-laws. So Dr. Suleiman Adebola Adegunwa, OFR, and Hajia Fatima Ajibike Adegunwa on their forthcoming installation as Ashiwaju of Ijebu land and Yeye Ashiwaju and Arubake of Ijebuland, slated for this Saturday in April. Congratulations to them. We're wishing them the best. They are the owners of Biggie Drinks, and they've always supported your view. Yeah. Even TVC, any event we have, they're constantly
saying we just came back, Biggie water, Biggie. So people throw the best parties.
Are you serious? Compared to Lagosians?
No, Ijebu set the pace.
Wow.
I've not missed an Ijebu party.
Are you sure?
We should you're party girl too.
Party girl.
We're right back. Let me just remind you, moderator of this show. Stay with us. We're right back. Go.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the punch, with the nation, actually. EFCC arrests Sirika, slams Emefiele with fresh charges. First Lady turns sort of alternative high schools for girls. My view on state police personnel, says IG Egbetokun. Government tightens import duty exemptions. CBN sells dollar to Bureau de Change at 1,021 naira in fresh injection. Ekiti excited over NERC's nod to generate power. And GMO seeks cancellation as Udodo submits Undo APC report. Okay, which story are we starting with?
It's a very interesting major headline. The FCC chairman, Olukoyede, has been talking about a lot of things, and they've arrested the former Minister for Aviation, Adi Sirika, alongside his brother Abubakar Sirika. They've also slammed fresh charges on Emefiele, who is already standing trial for certain amounts of money. This time around, they're adding Emefiele's charges some signed documents for the printing of extra money, which they found out. So I want to quickly get all the details. For Adi Sirika, they are probing an 8 billion aviation contract. They traced 1 billion to an unexecuted terminal in Katsina, the state where he's from, and they traced it to an ambiguous company named, opened by his brother, who is a level 16 officer at the Ministry of Water Resources. And they've brought him in. He's answering questions over this 69,176,000 worth of contracts allegedly found to either have been inflated or unexecuted, and a 1,345,000,000 terminal building in Katsina Airport that was traced to his brother's company, Engirios Nigeria Limited, owned by his brother. The brother had sworn to some statements on oath, and they need to question the former minister on certain parts of it. So he's been with them for about 7 hours, and he's answering questions on this. Hopefully, according to the head of the EFCC, if he clears those issues, he will also be arraigned in court. We'll take the rest. I took the story in the Sun. All
right. So, Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke yesterday expressed gratitude to the First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who, according to him, saved him from media blackmail when they were together back in the National Assembly. The governor danced with the First Lady and other dignitaries in Osogbo, the state capital. Yesterday, she was performed the turning of the sword for one of her pet projects, which is the Alternative High School for Girls. There's one in Lagos, which she established during her time as First Lady. Very effective school. So, according to her, using a raffle draw, they picked Osun State as the siting for the next one. Wow. And it's going to be ready in 6 months. But you know, there was drama there about the First Lady, the First Lady when she comes around. But the report here doesn't tell us who was. I only saw the Vice President's wife, Hajia, and then Nashatima, and the wife of the Chief of Staff, Salabatu Bajabiamila. Sorry, of
you just seen showed only the governor dancing with the First Lady.
Exactly. First ladies dinner, and all the 11 governors' First Ladies
were there. Oh wow! But can't both of them be First Ladies? Can't both of them? If there are two wives, now both of them can be First Ladies.
If the governor can marry two, you can be the first to start this kind of thing.
Yes,
they will bring 20-something. No,
let's not here they were swearing the speaker that 2 women were doing themselves like this. You don't want that kind of drama, please.
Anyway, let us move on.
I have another story.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced the sale of $10,000 to each licensed Bureau de Change operators nationwide. They said this is the second such intervention this month by the Apex Bank. In a circular address to the president of the Association of Bureau de Change Operators, the CBN outlined the details of the intervention and said the BDCs will be able to purchase dollars at the rate of 1,021 naira per dollar. Then they authorized to sell the forex to eligible end users at a maximum spread of 1.5% above purchase price, translating to a maximum selling price of 1,336 naira 15 kobo per dollar. Now, on the 8th of April 2024, the CBN had sold $10,000 as well to each of the 1,588 participating BDCs at a fixed rate of 1,101 per dollar. And, they capped it again at a 1.5% above the purchase price from CBN, which now limited the potential profits the BDCs could have made on each transaction. And they said they have also instructed all the eligible BDCs to commence immediate payment of the Naira equivalent to the designated CBN Naira deposit account before this money will be given to them. And this is one of the ways that the CBN is trying to regulate forex, regulate the sale of the dollars. They are also saying that they hope that the $10,000 will be enough for customers who actually need it, enough for the needs of and at the end of the day, we'll find how we can balance out our Naira so that they are not making so much out of innocent Nigerians.
Okay, so let's talk about power. This is interesting for Nigerians. It gives hope to us, and especially the people of Ekiti State. There was excitement in the Okebareke Ekiti State Government House in Ado Ekiti yesterday following the nod given to the state's Electricity Regulatory Board by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to oversight local electricity markets. This is good news. Top government officials were seen, especially in the office of the governor, openly discussing the development. They said it is a welcome development because they can determine electricity tariff. Thereby, they can also be sure of regular power supply. And we can be sure that our local companies and artisans produce optimally. They also said that this came about due to the resilience of the governor, and that this has led to this good news. And they've suffered a lot due to power outage, and this has also affected their economy.
Right.
Yes, in the statement by its chairman, Sanusi Gaba, and commissioner in charge of legal licensing and compliance, Mr. Daffy, he asked the Oyebanji administration to request Ibadan and Benin electricity distribution companies to set up 2 subsidiary companies to assume responsibility for intrastate supply and distribution of electricity in the state. He also said that the incorporation of these firms, which will be known as the IBDC Subco and BEDC Subco, it must be completed within 60 days from the 22nd of April 2024. So I'm happy for the people of Ekiti State.
That's good.
That very soon you'll be enjoying light, and the tariff will be set by the state, by these companies, and I hope they begin to do the same thing for other states.
Moving on quickly now to the Punch. EFCC may prosecute 300 forex racketeers. Bullying Abuja school shot victim may sue. Lautech students seek justice after cop allegedly kills copper. Yoruba Nation, Afenifere slams Akintoye and Igboho. 50,000 schools listed for federal government safe school scheme. Air Nigeria Sirika goes on trial for 8 billion naira fraud. $500 million funds. Local Biri ex-local content bus clash. CBN releases more dollars as Naira weakens to 1,300 Naira. And Dangote drops diesel to 990 Naira, 940 Naira stations and sell 1,400 Naira. All right. Which story are you taking in Nation, in Punch?
50,000 schools listed for safe schools. So the commander of the National Safe Schools Response Coordination Center, Ahmed Aboduri, says that the center aims to register 50,000 schools for the Safe Schools Initiative. Only 2,814 primary and secondary schools have registered via the Safe Schools Initiative's electronic platform, which is www.nssrcc.gov.ng. And so they are now forced to send, deploy desk officers to 50,000 schools to conduct physical registration in those schools. He says that, because of the federal government had said 14 states, schools in 14 states and the FCT were at risk of attacks by bandits and insurgents. So they listed these 14 states to be Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Benue, Yobe, Katsina, FCT, Kebbi, Sokoto, Plateau, Zamfara, and 3 others. He said this is why they must have that registration fully done. And since those other schools, aside the 2,814, cannot do it, they will take the registration to them and get all of them. The National Safe Schools Response Coordination is an arm of the NSCDC, established to address the abduction of schools children in the country. I hope that with this, we'll still have, reports and STEM.
Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking, because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I know.
I don't overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good walking.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni, Yeni, Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger!
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch in the story.
So we took the story yesterday about the lead British international school, Abuja, where a young girl was being abused and molested by other students, and it's been on the news, it's been going viral, and now they are saying that the school has been shut down for 3 days. The shutdown order was issued on Tuesday by the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohanenye, and the Public Relations Officer of the FCT Education Secretariat, Kabiru Musa, confirmed that the school had been shut down by the minister. I say it's going to be shut down for 3 days, though they didn't give us the details of the shutdown and what sort of investigations they are carrying out while the school is shut down. We would like to hear more of the reason for the shutdown and what's next, what investigations are being done, and what other probably maybe fining or punishments that will be meted out to the owners of the school and all of that, not just shutting it down because we don't know the reason yet.
All right, so the chairman of the EFCC, the new kid on the block, Mr. Ola Olukayode, I've been following the issue of the Naira and the dollar relationship in the last few weeks, and yesterday he disclosed that they had shut down 300 accounts. They observed that aside from this issue that Binance, they thought Binance was the major issue. They didn't realize that the Binance led them to realize that there's another system that was ready to compromise the Naira, the value of the Naira in the next week and the coming weeks if they hadn't shut it down.
Wow.
So he said that they observed due process. No, they said they discovered that there are people in the system who are doing something worse than Binance. They call themselves the P2P. They noticed in the last 2 days that dollar have started appreciating and there was stability for about 24 hours. Then the Naira was devalued again by 20 Naira and 25 Naira. So they were not sure what happened. It was due to the activities of some people who on the P2P, that's I think is, what's P2P again? I think is, I'll get the meaning of P2P platform. Like, they call themselves P2P platforms like Cool Coin. Some of you must have seen them on social media. To shock you, yesterday, I asked them to freeze over 300 accounts. We found that one of those guys traded $15 billion.
What?
Over 1 year. That didn't pass through our system. Imagine that $15 billion was in our system. What would have done for the Naira?
Wow.
So people are trading outside the system. $15 billion over in 1 year.
That's a lot.
These are wicked people. Said the lawyer, so according to him, said they've shut down the 300 illicit accounts, and to have led to the, even if not, to have led to the crash of the Naira again. So they're working 24/7 to continually ensure that they are finding these guys and arresting them, hopefully to prosecute them very soon. But it's just painful that Nigerians are doing this to ourselves.
So this is a sad story of an untimely death of a handsome young man. This happened at the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology at Bomosho, Oyo State, where the students have demanded a probe into the alleged killing of a COP member, Mr. Damilola Iyanda, by a trigger-happy policeman on Tuesday. This happened where the young man, he's a youth copper, and he went to visit his brother, who just graduated from the university. It was his convocation. So it's so sad because after the convocation, they went for the after party at a lounge near on the G area for the convocation on the party. So around 2 a.m., they heard some noise outside. They stepped out, and then they found that people were fighting, and that police officers were shooting. And they shot him, the guy that convocated, and they shot his brother in the head.
Hey, what?
This is so sad.
Nigerian police.
This is so sad. Like, why?
Hey.
So they rushed the brother to the hospital, to Lautech Teaching Hospital, where he was confirmed dead and was taken to the mortuary. The brother, who sustained bullet wounds, is also in the hospital trying to get treatment. They also said that the students were so angry at this and they took to the streets to protest. But after some time, they withdrew the protest because they didn't want to cause delay in the starting of the grand finale of its 6th convocation ceremony on Tuesday. So this is really a sad story. I hope a probe is done, and I hope the culprits are brought to book. Yes.
I don't know. Very sad. May their souls rest in peace.
Amen.
Their family. After sending children to school.
Hey. And just like that.
Daily Sun, alleged 8 billion naira money laundry. EFCC grills detains Buhari's aviation minister, Sirika. Those criticizing Lagos Calabar Coastal Road ignorant of project funding, says Umahi. 45% Nigerians have no access to electricity, says Shetima. Edo 2024, let's make our campaigns issue-based, Igudalo urges co-contestants. Dangote slashes diesel, jet A1 fuel prices to another 940 naira to the litre. Alleged bullying, Abuja British School shuts as Minister Police begin investigation. Lagos to inject 2,000 CNG buses before December. An ex-Kogi governor calls EFCC illegal as court orders commission to serve charges against him on his lawyer. Okay?
Okay, so drama have twisted.
Yaya Bello.
Yaya Bello, former governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State, has taken the issue of the EFCC's legitimacy to court. He says that the EFCC did not conform with the National Assembly of Federal Principle Rule. He said they did not consult the 36 states of the Federation before enacting the EFCC Act through the National Assembly. He said, and Section 12 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, required all the houses of assembly of the state to ratify the act before it could become operative. And so he's asking the court to declare the EFCC an illegal organization. Yep.
Illegal organization because they're chasing him.
But my learned silk, one of my mentors as a student in Lasuden, Barrister Kemi Pinero SAN, is representing the EFCC, is prosecuting on behalf of the EFCC. He has responded. He said that this matter has been settled. The Supreme Court has already, in other instances, settled the issue of the legality of the EFCC, and this should not be. I said that the charge against the governor, because the governor is also saying that they should not allow him to be tried, because the warrant of arrest, given to him, the charge served on him was served. They had just gotten an order of substituted service, and that had not been issued when they declared him wanted. Okay. And so he's afraid that if he comes out for any answering, he will be arrested. He says he's just playing games, that, you know, that this charge is before the court is not against the state or the House of Assembly or anybody. It's against an individual who has taken public funds to buy houses in Lagos, Maitama, and transferred funds to his account abroad. Also, according to the EFCC chairman, paid fees ahead.
$720,000 US.
So we're waiting fees ahead. As an enjoyment. Money has finished.
He says that they're just deflecting. He is insisting that the court should not, welcome any of the applications by the governors. And so we're waiting for the judge, who is
one of those.
In fact, Justice Emeka Wite will have a lot of his but he's really May 10. So we're waiting to see. He said that the governor cannot be applying for all this. He's applying from hiding, and I agree.
Yes, exactly. He should come out. Yes, he has nothing to hide. He should come out.
Come out.
The loud confidence. So people, when I hear that all this morning, when I'm hearing all this morning,
palpitation.
Please, what's your story?
So I have another story. You know, yesterday I take it that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party had said that the Calabar-Lagos highway project that is being done is not of priority to Nigerians, that we needed to fix our inter-roads, which will improve economic. Yes, according to him. But now there's a response that is saying that the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project is being done under engineering, procurement, and construction plus financing, and I will explain what this means. It means that the contractors that are going to be coming to do the project are going to be financing the project. Then the government will now add another, like what Subeb is doing for the primary school, financing, counterpart funding. So you bring, because you believe in the policies of the government and you believe you are patriotic and you believe in the country, you bring in your funds and then the government will now add an additional fund to help you do it. So it's not like the government is just pushing funds to complete that road. And any well-meaning Nigerian should support this because it will boost our economy as well as that. And they also said they're going to be starting the road from the end, which is going to be starting from Calabar. The 700-kilometer is going to be under phase 1 and starting from Calabar, which will now move towards Akwa Ibom and then proceed. And so that Nigerians are supposed to sort of, appreciate what is going to be happening with that road, and also that the president has aggressively been tackling the backlogs of uncompleted road projects. He said in 2023 supplementary budget, the president had approved funds for intervention on the over 260 dilapidated roads nationwide, and they are already working on it. So it's not like they are going to be abandoning the other roads and focusing on the Calabar High.
We have to run out right now. You have a story?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a third major reduction in aviation fuel and diesel by Dangote within the past 3 weeks. So, as in and the president has commended him on that, like he's trying. Yes, so we're commending you, Dangote. Thank you so much. Do you understand? Because now they've reduced the diesel to 940 and 980 per liter, and aviation fuel to 980 per liter, and then this would be available to all MRS. Filling stations, and they are hoping that they'll push it out to other filling stations too.
Good.
So, Dangote, thank you so much. We appreciate you and everything you're doing.
Thank you. When he gets to 500 naira too. Lagos State government, let me just final story. Lagos State government has revealed that no fewer than 2,000 units of compressed natural gas powered buses will be launched to further commuting in the metropolis. According to the Commissioner for Transportation, Mr. Oluwaseun Oshiemi revealed this during the ministerial briefing held yesterday in Ikeja. He said that the governor's administration has prioritized the integrations of various modes of transportation, including rails, water, bus services, outlined in the comprehensive master plan. Some of the achievements also we've seen, but we are hoping that these 2,000 CNG buses indeed start, because it will actually help to ease the transportation and even the pressure on fuel. Yes. Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, let's move on to our sponsored segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest, because ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We will not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
Neuroplasticity.
And based on,
he asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, Made.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Is that your final answer?
Oh God, I'm Seun Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi Kuti. Wait.
You can't be allowed.
No, you've not asked me anything.
Everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
we
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
On the 7 of 7. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search? Editor?
Don't put any cricket sound. I'm talking. Okay, Pere. How many times has Ghana qualified for the World Cup?
5 times. Hey, bro, you can't do that now.
That's what it is.
Wait. Calm down. Why are you like this?
This is your team.
Small play
they,
now.
They will not
Somebody cannot play with you again.
They will not be impressed too. The team that you're supporting. And
Ghana will be alright.
Yeah, that's last.
Charlie?
Thanks for staying with us. So yesterday we started discussion on the issue that went viral about the young girl who was bullied by her colleagues in school. There has been several actions taken from yesterday till now, and one of it is that the school was shut down for 3 days by the Minister of Women Affairs, Dr. Uju Kennedy Ohaneyem, who visited the school almost immediately after the incident was made public. Now, we'd like to get your thoughts on this and what happened afterwards. But since the ladies of Your View here went here when we discussed, I'd also like to get your views on the initial video of that bullying that happened. You can also join the conversation 0801 764 1679 090241 63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC. Can I please hashtag Your View TVC so we can read your tweet. Before we go to the shutting down of the school, when you saw the video, the initial video of those slaps, the bullying, I'd like to hear your own thoughts. I know Nima wasn't here, you weren't here, none of you were here yesterday. Let me start with Nima. What came to mind when you saw that video?
So many emotions. Even just reliving it, well, so many emotions from why are you not even fighting back to, oh, there's a possible gang up. Somebody was making a video, there was a boy sitting down. So possibly there was some other thing the girl feared. Maybe this gang of people have enabled themselves, because some people enabled the perpetrator to the point she could do that. You know, they sort of led her to go and do it. Don't worry, we'll get your back, we'll deal with you, kind of thing. And there's a possible bigger danger. So we've seen people accuse students of embodying cough poisoning. They've seen other kind of, fights. And I totally, completely with all my body blame that school. Because when you manage children, you must be on top of your game. If you cannot be on top, please don't be. How can that happen for that length of hour? No one teacher, Chris Waka, reached the point.
I said it.
Till the video was, for the entire length of that video, not one teacher passed. Say, why are we not quiet for that place? What's happening there? Nobody. So for me, a lot of things that, welled up in me from watching that video. I remember quickly, because I dropped off my daughter as the video was, and I was quickly...
You know that every parent yesterday had that conversation. When I go home, I was asking my daughter, so, you've been bullied? She said, Mommy, our teachers, everything, that's all they discussed in school today. Please, I don't want to hear it again. The teachers, the principal, everybody had meetings. And the other kids who came home, same thing now, school bullying. Mommy, we are not being bullied, please. Everybody had that conversation.
This incident happened in my daughter's school last term. The most senior prefect is her mentor. So they give you, as you're in just when you have a mentor, scholar, and all of that. So she has a mentor, and she and her mentor fell out. Mentor says she was correcting her, and she was flaring up. She wasn't, and then she slapped her. If you hear the audio that I sent, I told them, I said, can you just love her? I'm not afraid of anybody. And I pick fight at the fight. If you hear the audio I sent, you won't think I was talking to a child. I threatened everything.
Everybody.
Okay, pause. So,
you're my sister, you're my
wait, pause. Amaka, what are your thoughts? You were here yesterday. So
we have today we have fighters in the house.
Oh, what do you mean?
So let me calm down small. So I was really appalled by that video. Of course, I was. And then I was thinking that schools these days, with modern technology, I want to believe that they have CCTV cameras and they have people that are paid to watch those CCTV cameras to know what's going on around the school premises, and the perimeters of the school. And I want to believe that that's why they also charge parents exorbitant fees to make sure that their kids, when they go to school, that they are safe at every point in time. And then it also made me question the kind of parents that are raising kids that want to inflict harm on another person. I wonder the state of mind of these children. I wonder what they are seeing at home. I want, as in, a lot of things went through my mind. And it also made me realize that parents also need to teach their kids self-defense. Before you send your child out there, make sure you enroll your child for self-defense karate this class. Because why should someone just sit down and take that kind of beating? If you punch you, I give you 20. Are you crazy?
I don't blame that girl.
Okay, so let's
something she was possibly.
so we've heard your views on the video. Now let's fast forward now to what's happened in the last 24 hours. Because the minister, Dr.
Women Affairs.
Yeah, Women Affairs just went there yesterday and shut down the school for 3 days. There's Dr. Uju Kennedy. He came back to me. She went there to shut down the school for 3 days, and while investigation is being done. Now the question is, why do you have to shut down the school? And I'll probably come to UBC. Is it always necessary to shut down? When something happens, are you trying to be seen, to be working, or was it necessarily, was it required to shut down the school? That's one. Secondly, let me start with that before we go to the next video.
So I think that's a reactive measure, like every other thing in this country where we don't know how to be proactive. So when things happen, you just quickly, okay, let's close this one down, let's shut this one down, let's shut this one up, you know, but you have not really gotten deep into finding the root cause and finding a lasting solution for the problem. I would believe that before shutting the school down, because this thing happened which did not concern many of the students and also many of the teachers who are supposed to be having time to do their learning. They're supposed to be in their classrooms. There's curriculum to be taught and everything. The first thing shouldn't have been to shut the total school down. And now you shut the school down. You have not told us what you want to do going forward. You've not told us the kind of investigation you need to carry out if there is a need for investigation, because that video was so explicit. Yes, it was very plain. You already know who to call, and by the time you start holding the students, you are going to be calling all their aides and their mates and all the people that supported the plan. So I'm sure it's something that have been going on. They will also lead you, because children, once you catch them, they start telling the truth. They really do not have ulterior motive like adults that will be hiding things. They would spill the beans and everybody would just be, you know, dealt with. So you have not told us how you're going to be handling that. You went straight to shutting down the school, which will be affecting a whole, you know, other aspects of the school. I think that's a wrong move. Tell us what you want to do. Tell us if you need to do an investigation. Tell us the kind of investigation you're going to be doing. Tell us the kind of therapy these children are going to be put into. What support are you giving as a government? What are you holding the school accountable for? The teachers who are supposed to be, do they even have enough teachers? So this is a lot of investigation that will be done. Do they have enough supervisors that would go around the school, you know, to monitor, like you said, yes, and I said that same thing yesterday, that there's no way a school as big as that, and I'm sure their school fees is enormous, to not have teachers or housemasters who will parade from time to time just to make sure that things are all right. So tell us the number of teachers you have. Are you lacking teachers? Are you lacking supervisors? Do you have a guidance counseling person who sees all of this? The individual teachers of the children, have they noticed this sort of behavior even in the classroom? Because kids do not know how to mask that much.
And again, if you
so give us all those details.
I wanted to respond to what possibly could be happening in the 3 days shutdown that the school is going through. Just as I felt that, you know, the school is most culpable. The minister might think this school is most culpable and want to investigate the systems with the school as used to, you know, deal with issues like this. Like Amaka mentioned, do they really have a working CCTV system? Maybe they are projecting to parents that we are lead British, we have everything. And they don't really have one. Maybe the minister wants to see if they have that system, what are the working conditions of the teachers, because you know most of these kind of schools, they empower teachers. Teachers no longer work in parenting's position in these schools. You saw the QC one where a parent led a child to the school to go and beat up teacher. You know, so we've disempowered the teachers so much. 3 things we feared growing up: our parents, our teachers, our maybe religious leaders, because we would have went to Lekio. I used to be silly out of us, you know, and we had that system where those people were empowered. I used to fear my aunties when they say, "I'll tell your mommy," say, mommy, because if my auntie was lying, nobody will ask my side of the story. So we had those systems put in place to check children. And if the school run a system where they claim they are British, and now they are bringing British inside, teacher cannot talk. And then maybe they have some selected parents. We see situations where there are students that are, royalties in school because their parents are the highest donors. We had such issues.
Politicians
and, so because the way these children carried out this thing,
Okay,
there was power behind these children.
Nothing can happen.
Yes, like nothing can happen. This is not the first video I've seen of that school, but I'm not going to stress on the other one. But this one, the kids who made the video, the kids who sat around
it, they are all witnesses. Nobody's talking about it.
Among those children to
Nobody's
say,
talking about it.
Nobody stood up among the children to say it's enough. Nobody felt the need. All of them felt if we
accessory
don't
to the crime.
To this person, we will all fall out of this.
So that's why reports have come out from the school, from the kids, that this is not the first time. It's always happened. And in fact, even after yesterday, there was more videos coming out saying that, listen, this is a normal thing that happens. So maybe they're used to this. But let's go to shopping. When we come back, we continue the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we loved. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7. Like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the bullying that happened in Lead British International School in Abuja. And we're looking at all the various angles. There's another angle we didn't discuss yesterday, which is really crucial, is the content of the conversation these kids were having about relationships. And I think it was very black man or very dark man that was saying, put out a video that we're all focusing on the bullying, but forgetting the content of what they're saying. That these are probably the kids that have nudes on their photo phones. They're talking about relationship, who broke my heart, I stopped the relationship. They're talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, these kids. Now, we cannot pretend as if we didn't have these boyfriend, girlfriend problems in secondary school. In our own time, certainly we did. But social media wasn't there then. But the fact that some of these kids we're only talking about the bullying, we're not focusing on what these kids are actually engaged with. It could be much more that meets the eye that we have refused to investigate. So maybe that's part of the investigation, that who is dating who, what is going on, what led to this beating in the first place.
So can I?
Parental.
One second, let me have jump.
Okay. So the first question I want to ask is this a boarding school or a day school? Because I think it's a boarding school, right?
Either way,
Either way, okay. Yeah. So because like if you're closing this, if something happens and you're closing the school for 3 days, first of all, you're putting all the kids at risk by like sending them back and forth. You're not putting the parents into consideration, their schedule. Kids just went back to school. Yeah. You know, their schedule and everything, going back and forth to take these kids back to school and then bring them back again after 3 days, right? You're also giving these children the room to go sort their stories out in case they want to lie, in case there's a deeper issue. I think that they shouldn't have shut the school down. They should have allowed everyone to stay present at the school and handle the investigation within the school. Do you understand? Instead of giving them time, even for some of the bullies, their parents will now tutor them on what to do, what to say with their lawyers and everything, how to respond. So shutting down the school, I think to me is a bad idea, right? Yes, they shouldn't have done that.
All right. So the part of
some
the
things
content.
Are parental. A child, having a boyfriend, suffering a heartbreak, and all of that. A parent, I want to assume, because I thought that the school was, a school where the kids would go back home. So let's even assume it was a boarding school. These are things that the parents should be concerned about. The parents are the ones who will find out the nudes and all of that. What concerns everybody is the one that leaves one parent's house to another, which is bullying. That's the basis. If my child were to come home to me and say, one child, I will not blame the school entirely. I will be wondering what the parent was doing. Because we are always trying to ask kids at home, what do you feel? What do you, trying to find out if our kids are already having those feelings as they're growing into teenagers and all of that. Those are what things parents bother about. But when your child takes their bad behavior and affects the life of another, it becomes an issue the school, the PTA, and everybody would start to address.
Let me now come to the issue of the adult that beat up the child, one of the parents, the other, the auntie.
I have not finished boyfriend and girlfriend issue.
No, we've not finished. Even I still have something to say on that.
I've missed Nima, so I'm just enjoying.
Go ahead. What are your thoughts on
yes, so when it comes to teenagers, we need to be very realistic and factual. You can't take away their feelings and how they respond to their feelings. All you can do is, from very early, you start grooming them to recognize those feelings, name those feelings, communicate to you about those feelings, and then you help them understand how to manage those feelings. But to say, the content of what they're talking about, we need to go deep, you're deceiving yourself. Even if it doesn't come out here, it will come out later. You think you can really stop them from listening to some things. The worst you can do is take away their gadgets. When they get to school, they have conversations. We didn't have gadgets when we were growing up, but we had magazines, we're talking. There's this local magazine. I'm trying to remember the name. This bald guy. No, not even Mills and Boom was later.
Trills and Boom.
Is it bald guy that it was a Nigerian comic that was very, very sexual? It was parodied in our schools.
Brother said hits.
No, there was Dauda. That one is Dauda something.
I think so.
The bald guy.
Oh, you've read it.
I didn't read it. My parents were to catch it.
So you cannot stop young people who are still understanding their body. Your only job is to help them manage it, because it will come. We cannot close our eyes to it. I always ask, and I'm happy that I'm able to have conversations with my daughter. My son shuts me out. Once I bring that matter up, he finds a way to laugh and run away. He shuts me. I've been begging his father, have this conversation with him, talk to him. He may be able to open up and everything. But with my daughter, we have a very good relationship. He will tell me when a boy is striking her. She will tell me when a boy is striking her. She will tell me her response. Yeah, exactly. She will tell me, and then I will give her some tips on how to respond and how to do this and how to do that. We would always have that. So we cannot say, that's the big thing they're talking about. They are supposed to talk about it. What else are they going to talk about? They should read all through their lives. By the time they get to 20-something now, we'll start rushing the ways.
Let them start. It's important. I hear you. Because when we did it because it was a natural thing to do at the time. But because of the tools they have, where they're sharing nudes with each other, it's an important conversation to have, because these kids are empowered. We didn't have the opportunity to be sending nudes.
We shared magazines.
No, but you didn't go naked and we bring video calls with friends.
No, because and phones are things that the PTA and the school allow allow the kids to have. Exactly. They empower them.
So I'm just saying, these are a bigger conversations. So aside from the fact that I just like you, I have disease in my stomach, these tools are empowering these kids to do a lot of things that's going for them. So because a lot of guys will tell you, they see things on social media, on Twitter, people posting things, and you're wondering, who are the parents of these kids?
Exactly.
That's one angle. The other angle is the adults who confronted, the all parents showed up, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, showed up at the school, and one of them slapped the girl. And people now saying that, why would you slap the child? The auntie of the, is it her auntie?
No, her auntie.
Her own auntie.
Yes. She was the one confronting the perpetrator, confronting her. And in that, you can see further provocation of the act itself. So, having seen the video, even me, I can only imagine what kind of emotions would come if I were to see the perpetrator. So, I just mentioned now that the kind of threats audios I sent to my daughter's school, the entire school, I remember saying to the mistress, please put your phone on record. If you cannot, I will send you a WhatsApp audio. I wanted it to go viral. I don't lose control. So this auntie, having watched her niece being abused, saw the perpetrator, and the confrontation happened. The moment she days down, they get me done. I'm just saying.
Nima, is it right? Does it make it right?
An
adult slapping a child. Does it make it right?
Are we pretentious?
We're not being pretentious.
Okay, let me explain.
But being adults.
See, I'm agreeing with you. Personally, the ideal is no adult should touch a child.
Yes.
The
rules should apply across the board.
In communal upbringing, adults touch children. They correct people anywhere. You correct her.
Okay, but
let me tell you the thing. We are only addressing it because it was from the victim's auntie.
Yeah.
Imagine that the parents of the child beat and reach school. We go greet them. Thank you.
That is the parents.
Let me come in.
The school itself don't have a beating policy.
Okay, wait, let me come in here. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to talk about when I'm going to answer her in two parts. First of all, when you talked about sexual conversations having to do having to do with parenting, right? From each person's household.
Yes.
I beg to differ because there's something called peer pressure. Okay, I might not want to do something, and then I go to school, and I wasn't brought up in that way, and I go to school and I have friends, because whether I like it or not, your friends or your circle of friends have a level of influence over you, especially as young people, and then I might see them doing that thing, and I go put eye for that thing, what did they do, and I want to see, I want to do, I want to try, okay? And then most times for kids, the first call of response to them in terms of advice is always amongst the circle of friends.
Yeah, true.
So if something is going on, it's just still amongst. So you saying that it's individual when it comes to that sexual talks, everything, I beg to differ. Okay. So it has to be a response, like communal response from friends, from the circle of friends, from the school, and then the parents, right? In the situation whereby if your child has a circle of friends, you should try as a parent to know the parents of your kids, because then it helps you know what kind of character or personality that they have, and so you helps you to block the influence that is having on your child. That's the first part. Then the second part, in terms of an adult beating a child, it's different if that parent was present when that bullying was taking place. Like, you know, when something is happening and then there's a reflex action of the parents or an adult now hitting the child, like to stop that, right? Then people might not really have a certain reaction to that reflex. But when this is for me, when it's a total thing where time has passed, where the parents now came to the school.
What you do for the first time that moment? So that minute.
I'm coming. Yeah, but we're coming from obviously I'm a lawyer, and we're coming from we're coming from every perspective. Do you understand? Yes. So it's different that there was a reflex action in the situation when the situation happened than when an after reaction when they were coming to the school premeditated when they were coming to the school, right? And you're shouting on the child, and then you hit that child. That's whether I like it or not. She assaulted that child.
Okay. I'm coming.
Let me finish.
We carry on.
No, yes.
Amaka, you finished.
No, I never finished. Let me land. Do you understand? That lady, whether she likes it or not, she assaulted that child, regardless of what the child or the crime that was committed by that child. There was an assault.
Okay,
simple.
In Nigeria, all of us assault everybody. And as far as I'm concerned, in this matter, listen, leave right and wrong. If we go culturally, like Nima rightly said, we were raised together. You misbehave, you are collecting before you get to your own house. And one auntie on the street has caught you somewhere. They are giving you and they drag you home. Your parents will continue with it. And Shebi, we claim we turned out well. In this matter too, I'm helping to correct the brain so that the girl will have a test of her own medicine. One slap, I will not give one slap. Let me tell you.
How many will you give?
One slap. No, as I'm seeing the child, collect one. The mother of the child will collect one. The father of the child will collect one.
We
the
have
principal
fighters.
we collect. The teachers will collect. You know why? All of you were there when my child was abused like
18 times.
When we now finish collecting, when I finish giving to them, we'll now see and now calm down. We'll now meditate. Now we get a lawyer like you to come and be explaining the way
now,
forward.
Let me come here for a second, because you see, sometimes I get
emotions.
We hear the emotions, and that's and I like to bring you guys back to what I always say on this table. We must not pick and choose what we want, how civil we want to be in this country.
Am I picking?
You see, there are situations where in the olden days, in the African way of doing things, I agree with you. There's a tribal thing of way how we as Africans to behave. We go to Bale, we go to the Oba, when there's a problem, he resolves it, and he uses emotions. Okay, she has apologized. Okay, forgive her. Do this one. You do. You know, we have a way, and then there's a justice system that is blind. There's that thing that says, I don't look at you, I don't care about how you're crying, how you watch, I don't look at your emotions, I'm going by the facts. And that goes by the emblem of the judiciary.
Exactly.
They are blind to emotions. What are the facts on ground? The facts on ground is that she's a child, she's a minor, you're an adult. You have the right to assault an adult because she did wrong, absolutely. And you will fix the problem, but you have slapped her. It is wrong. At the eye of the law, it is wrong.
It is wrong.
So you cannot say, so we are different, so we can use the African culture to say, I don't care, I will slap them, I'm angry, I'm fighting.
Because there are other ways to accept punishment.
We can go civilize.
What Amaka was measuring here was the standard of provocation. And I'm saying that provocation is still subsisting. She was confronting the perpetrator. The standard of provocation is an assault. We're not talking of murder here. You see, murder cases, they even stem it and say it was premeditated, you have gone back to react and all of that.
Like that.
In assault cases, you can see the damage and still be in provocation, and the court will measure it.
No, that is if it was the person that was assaulted.
Even if it is 1 week, I'm not even talking 24 hours in provocation in assault cases. Go and check. There are several precedents. They vary. Precedents vary. And you can be the lawyer for the perpetrator, and I will be that for the victim, and I will fly with my provocation. The auntie was confronting the perpetrator, and you see, as she spoke, her voice went, her pitch kept going up.
She was hurt.
And she was hurt by the straight face the perpetrator kept.
Very calm.
Calm face that she kept. It was until the desert swine she knelt down. So I'm not being, sometimes I want to be a mother, leave lawyer. Let me be a mother.
I'm a mother here.
See, my first case that I received happened in the morning in school. She waited till she could access a phone from the hostel mistress to report to me. Do you think that provocation would have been premeditated? And they started and they react. So there's no measurement.
You want to respond? Adeyemo, thanks for calling, madam. Mrs. Adeyemo. Hello? Mrs. Adeyemo, you're live. Okay, go ahead.
Hello? Hello?
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. I'm Mrs. Adeyemo calling from Benue State.
Yes. I need volume, please.
I want to contribute.
Yes, go ahead. You're live.
I am a mother before I will become a lawyer. There's nobody in his right sense that expects that woman to take his camp. In fact, yesterday I felt so bad because I could see the girl and hear her. I felt terrible because that woman, the mother or the father of that child, must have spent 40% the child.
Maybe they can hear in the studio upstairs.
So I thought I'm even angry with the other woman talking about being patient, being suing the other woman as a lawyer. What lawyer? Who will take it? I'm even angry because this kind of thing happens to my daughter when she was in secondary school. I know how I felt and I know my reaction. Thank God for the doctor that she followed me up very well. Please tell that woman to drop that case about being a lawyer. We are first mother before we become a lawyer. Thank you.
Add something quickly before you jump in. So I don't see that as an assault. I see that as training. Teachers beat. Maybe that school they don't beat. But we don't say the teacher has assaulted the child. We say the teacher is using corrective measures. And that is what I believe the court will use. We're trying to correct. And also testing. Because if you have given out and you don't know how it feels when you receive it, you need to have a test.
Are you not from another side? Are you trying to say, can I respond? Can I respond?
So imagine that woman came and slapped me.
And that child drops.
That woman come, slap her mother.
Thank you very much.
Slap her father. Slap
that child.
That's my own.
Don't touch the child. Can I say something? No. Yes. Can I? Yeah. What I want to say is this, right? Are you trying to tell me that there are no other corrective measures apart from hitting that can be done, or punishments that can be done? That can be given. And then let me say, let me correct what you said in terms of saying 1 week and assault cases and everything. It's different. Assaulted victim that is responding to the assault, not a third party. Do you understand? So please don't say that by saying that that is correct. If I'm an assaulted victim and I respond to that assault, then I am exculpated. I am coming. Let me land now.
Unfortunately,
if it is the mother or father and call, the third party.
The most important thing is that if it was the assaulted victim,
the court will measure
right?
from a
No, that is not true. That is a third party to assaulted a child.
And now we have 2 lawyers in minutes, please. Now
yes.
We have to go on a break. We have to go, but I think really in a nutshell, we're happy that the Minister of Women Affairs is on top of this and they're investigating. We hope the school will be reopened soon so that the other students who have nothing to do with this can get back to their schoolwork, and then the school does exactly what it's supposed to do. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, move on with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search? Editor?
Don't put any cricket sound. I'm talking. Okay, Pere. How many times has Ghana qualified for the World Cup?
5 times. Hey, you can't do that now.
That's what it is.
Wait. Calm down. Why are you like this?
This is your team.
Small play now.
They will not
Somebody cannot play with you again.
They will not be impressed though. The team that you're supporting.
Ghana will be alright.
Yeah, that's last.
Charlie? Cheers, Charlie.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us on the show now is a motivational speaker, not a motivational speaker, a first-time Zainab Jumai Adobayero. She was born in Kano and a first-time filmmaker. She loves to read, write, and is a feminist Muslim. She's very adventurous, introvert, and passionate about movies. And she's going to be our guest today just to share with us a bit on this concept of feminist, being a feminist Muslim. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So when we heard your story, I've never heard that term before, and I was thinking to myself, what does that mean? And before we go into that, tell us about yourself, what you do, how you got into filmmaking, or why you're going into filmmaking, and then we can take it from there.
Okay, I'm from Kano. My dad was the late emir, and he ruled for 51 years before his demise 10 years ago.
Wow. My famous emir.
Yes. Yes. My mom is a princess from Edo State, the Momo family in Auchi.
Wow.
So I was born in Kano, raised in Kano, and I've loved movies, books, reading all my life. And that's basically me. Not much to tell, but movies have always been like an escapism for me. I loved watching different stories about, different cultures, lifestyles, and I think movies kind of showcase emotions. And, a great movie can change how you see the world in a lot of ways. And that's why I decided about a year and a half ago to go into movies, but I decided to begin with a documentary.
Okay. So what were you doing prior to going into movies? And I would like to also have a peek into your educational background.
Before going into movies, I think I was trying to figure out what I would do. Because sometimes you think, okay, we ask kids all the time, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I think that question is not really... I don't think that we should ask kids that, because you never really know what you're going to be. When you're 5, 6, 7 years old, you're just figuring out who you are. Sometimes you think, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. When I was a kid, I was thinking, I want to be a ballerina when I grow up, because I loved ballet and I was obsessed with ballerinas. But later on, I said, okay, I want to be a lawyer. But as time went on, you kind of change when you become a woman. You're grown up, you're an adult, and kind of your views change, and sometimes what you think you wanted kind of also changes. When I was 5 years old, my mom, we took a trip to London, and we lived there for a year and a half. So I was in school there a bit, and we came back to Kano, and I was in school in Kano, primary to high school, and that's basically my journey.
Okay, so I would like to see what your, creative work is addressing. Sometimes when people do movies or do documentaries, they don't really have any passion, they just go how it dries. But most people who have made success at their work are usually addressing something, maybe something they were exposed to, they want to change, or something they see they would like to change. So what exactly, because I've not seen any of your work, what exactly is your work addressing, and why do you have that passion to address that?
This project is my first project, and I had different ideas, but my mom actually thought that beginning with my father would be great. I was a bit hesitant at first, and then when I thought about it, I said, you know what, he's truly someone that is very complex, and someone who's a household name, and a man who was like one of the founding fathers of this country. So even if he wasn't my dad, I think I would find his story really fascinating.
Okay, so your documentary was on your dad?
Yes, so it's about his life and times, as the longest reigning monarch in Kano history, 51 years. And this was someone, even before ascending the throne, you know, that had a lot of experience in different fields, you know, in Nigeria. So he got to experience Nigeria from the pre-colonial era, you know, independence. 3 years into Nigeria's independence, he ascended the throne. So he got to, you know, experience different aspects.
Benefits of our viewers, which of the Kano emirs, full names of your father, please?
Ado Bayero.
His first name?
Ado
Bayero.
Bayero.
Okay. The late emir.
Yes,
51 years. That's a
long time. Yes. So, are you allowed to? I know you're Muslim, and I know there's certain things you might not be allowed to talk about in the documentary. Are you allowed to talk about everything? His personal life, the marriage system within the family, you know, stuff like that. Because you know, people are curious, and if you want to talk about the docu-series of an emir, such a great man, people might want to know a lot of things that goes on behind the scene. So are we going to, you know, see those things?
I didn't go into his personal life. That's the truth. I went into his public persona, and it was a conscious decision on my part because I felt that his public life would be really fascinating to people. Yeah, I guess maybe people will be curious about who he was.
Deeper.
Yeah, but
that's what sells movies.
I really like to know what was it like being the daughter of an emir. How did that play in your own life? What were the opportunities you got, and how was that relationship?
You know, as a child, you see your dad just as your dad, and then when you grow up a little bit and you're aware, then you see that okay, there's more to this man. He's not just like any other, you know, man out there. You see people around him. You see crowds gather when he's going for functions or, you know, doing this Salah festivities, you know. So that's when I became aware, okay, he's an emir, and what an emir means. Then my mom explained to me more about that. So being his daughter was, my mom kind of raised me to be grounded, you know, not to be just so.
So are you the first child or the?
Was it polygamy?
Yeah, I was a polygamous.
Are you the first or the third or the fifth child?
Yeah. No, I'm one of the youngest.
So like how many children? Like how many are you guys?
Oh, he has lots of kids.
These are parts of detail. If you're doing a documentary, I want to believe that these are part of the details that should be seen in the documentary, right? Like
my own documentary was basically, like I said, about his public life, you know, mostly what he achieved, his role in Nigeria and everything he achieved. But I didn't go deep into his personal life because I'm not his only child. And so me going into all those details, I don't...
We're wrapping up with you very soon, but I'd like to just touch a bit on the feminist Muslim. What does that mean?
Well, feminism is an ideology that's not really associated with Muslim ladies a lot because we're not raised to be equal to men. It's not, I think, even in other religions, I know it's something that we had to fight for women. But as a Muslim, it's 100 times harder.
Really?
Because it's...
Islam or the northern culture? Because I'm Muslim.
You can say it's... As a Muslim, you should know women are supposed to be submissive. That is the teachings. So I thought...
Exactly the teaching.
But
so you need to read the Quran as opposed to what you see culturally. So Muslim women, I believe Islam is even a feminist religion. Comes with so many rights for women that, you know, women... If opened up, cultures would find Islam unable to manage or, you know, accommodate their cultures. So when you talk about the northern woman, you're not exactly talking about the empowered Muslim woman.
Yeah.
Two different things. A Muslim woman is very empowered to own her property, to speak up, you know, to inherit, to, you know, to have her own identity, and a lot of other things in Islam.
That should be the way, but in the north, it's not really that way.
Culture is the issue.
Because Muslims, you know, in different parts of the world, not just the north, let's be honest, they go through a lot of, you know, oppression. It's a patriarchal society, most Muslim societies, and everywhere. If you look at Iran too, what's going on there, you know, the Muslims protesting against, you know. So that's why I said as a feminist Muslim, because it's not really what Muslim girls are associated with.
All right. Thank you very much. We heard about the feminist is Muslim, and that kind of popped to us. Like, okay, we wanted to know what that meant, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on the show, just to shed a bit of light on that. I know that you're a first-time filmmaker. I'm wishing you the best because we like to support young women who are doing things, and we just thought to come and bring you on the show. Thank you very much.
Movie comes out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk now. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ikechi Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you said I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so there was a hot topic going on online about I think it was the Minister of Education was saying that they are going to be adopting 18 years as the entry age for admission into universities and other tertiary institutions. I think it was since the story that quite a few people have backed that suggestion, and we'd like to hear your views on it. We only have a few minutes to discuss this, but what are your thoughts? Many have resisted it. That, I mean, nowhere in the world where you stop people from going to university if they are able to. But I'm looking for some of the reasons that that was shared. Although because ASU was also in support of this consideration. What are your thoughts on this very quickly? Who'd like to go first?
So I took the story yesterday. Or I read the story, we didn't get to the parts yesterday, and they said the federal government had revealed that only 20% of the candidates sitting the 2024 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, that's the UTME, might be offered admission into the universities. That leaves 80% of the students not being able to get into either the universities, the polytechnics, or the colleges of education. And then the question arose, what would they now be doing? And so they now talked about the fact that we need to improve our technical schools, so that when you're getting to that age, you already have acquired some skills, so that even if you don't get direct admission into the universities, you can, fend for yourself using your skills till you are able to. And not everybody necessarily would even have to go to the universities. Your skill set may be stronger than what you even want to go and study in the university. And then the conversation came up that they are considering making sure that you have to be 18 years of age to get into the university, which I believe is not well thought out. I know the reason why many parents allow their children to get into universities very young, because we have a system, an educational system that is not ripe enough for a course of 4 years to be finished within 4 years. We have people who have finished courses of 4 years because of the incessant strike over 8 years. You read small, you are home. You read small, ASU strike. And then when you finish and you graduate finally at maybe your early 20s, you're going to apply for jobs, and they're telling you at so and so age you should have like 5 to 10 years experience. From where? There are some organizations I know that once you cross 25, you will not be employed. So imagine if you had gotten into school at 18 and spent 8 years doing a 4-year course, and then do your NYSC. By the time you are getting ready to be employed, you are past 26, 27, for instance, and then you are disenfranchised because of your age, and you're not able to get a job. So what happens to those people? So before you start insisting that, or start, contemplating making sure that students are 18 before they're admitted into universities, you must be sure that the university course will run without any obstruction. That's one. And then the employers of labor too must be in this conversation to extend the age that they employ their people. Before you can ask, okay, from 18, there are schools I know, because my daughter was considering going to one of the schools abroad, and I'm like, they will not take you except you're 18. Now, what do you do before you get there? Are you going to do a diploma, because you're definitely graduating before 18? A diploma course, or you do some jobs, or A-levels, something before you get there. Those schools, when she gets into the university at 18, she would have no obstruction. From three years, she's done with a 4-year course. Now you can say that as a country. So,
I used to say Nigeria would never. So look at the worst case scenario. If Nigeria,
telling you the
strikes,
ground.
The strikes are still happening. But what if
what
if there are no more strikes?
I don't like what ASU has agreed with the minister. The same ASU that is constantly fighting for one increment salary. They are the ones that make this thing unrealistic. So you have a child, as BC said, in fact, you close the matter. You have a child seeking admission, JAM will be jamming them. So it's better they start early. To get an experience with JAM. Most likely, I think when I got my final admission, I was over 21. So you need the child to start early. The child passes JAM, you now say, okay, admission is an issue. Let's even assume the child attempts and passes JAM at 18. If the admission will finally come out, a year would have passed. You now have jobs, employers who nobody has been able to regulate. The labor market is very, very unregulated when it comes to the age of employability. You constantly see them saying certain number of experience, as is unrealistic with the condition of education in Nigeria. Also putting an age limit for employment when graduation is not that age. We know people, by the time we were going to law school and doing all of that, 27, 28, you're already out of employability for most jobs. You are now into the market to create jobs yourself without an experience. So graduate trainee experience, you don't have. They will say you should have a graduate trainee of at least under 25 years. When you graduated at 27, how realistic is that? I would love that the minister sits with the necessary ministry and iron out this issue so that it's holistic. Just as we had this segregation between a UTM, a university graduate and a polytechnic graduate, you know, that darkness prevailing on us for generations, to the extent you have a polytechnic graduate feeling less confident in themselves as if they've done something wrong, whereas they have the technical know-how, and no employer thought it was okay. The people that went to write thesis and write this that cannot do practical are the people who put above those with practical knowledge. All these divisions, we don't need them. We need to clear them out.
Let me come to you, because I agree. Well, let me come to Amaka first. What are your own thoughts?
Okay, so I believe that age should not be a prerequisite to getting into the university. I believe that individuals should be dealt on the case-to-case basis, depending on intelligence and the capacity to pass your exams and maturity level to get into school, right? And then secondly, I also want to talk about the fact that certain kids are faster than others. Some kids are slow, some kids are fast. So you can't make a judgment, you can't make a generalized judgment based on something that you just cook up and say 18 years, because all kids are different. They grow mentally, different capacity and different time frame and time rate. For example, my brother, I know that kids get into secondary school, primary school between the ages of 10 and 11, right? And like my brother got into school at the age of 9. By 14, he was done. 15, A level. 16, he was in the university. My two brothers are extremely smart. I'm the dumb person in my house. Yes, and then I still turned out like this. So yes, so you can't say, so what would he have been doing for that 2-3 years? And, you know, especially kids that have a lot of energy, especially boys, you know, they can down derail or start doing things they're not supposed to do and stuff. You need to keep them focused on their education. If their mindset is on that, do you understand? So I think this is a well thought out decision.
I agree that they shouldn't restrict children from entering universities, but for a totally different reason. And that's where Nima and Bisi are coming from, because as from experience, you've entered, you worked in the Nigerian system, so you understand. So I get that argument, but my own argument has nothing to do with that. My own argument is the fact that I understand if a 16-year-old graduates from secondary school and you feel he's immature to enter university. And I think there should be a system around that where there's a stopgap. So abroad, in some other parts of Europe, they have the A levels where you go in there before you get into university. So there should be a structure. What our own needs right now today is that we need skill sets for our young people. We need professional mechanics, we need professional carpenters, we need professional electricians. We need people to actually have something to do with their hands. So if you finish secondary school at 16-year-old, apply to university. So you get into LASU. Now, before you start taking the course and you want to do, you take that course at the age of 18. But between 16 and 18, that 2 years, you are doing technical college within that LASU, where you are focused on a skill. Then at 18, you now start your university proper. That's how I think. So it's the same thing in different ways. It's not because of the strikes, because I've never experienced strikes and the investment and employability, but I just feel like they should build a system around it where the children will not be idle and will have ideal systems.
Yes, so I agree with you. This system is already working in developed countries.
Exactly.
Now, before we build it here, some things must be sorted. And that's where me and Nima came in. To say that, okay, when they now finally enter at the age of 18 for a 4-year course, they should finish within 4 years.
Exactly.
Yes. So that the employers of labor are catching them fresh for those who want to work. Now, for those who also want, and I like what you said initially about children growing differently. So even in the developed world where they have their standard age to get into the universities, they make exceptions for geniuses. So they would have tested you to see that you're a genius, and then you can get into school at any age because your brain can take it. We also have a lot of emotionally immature students in the universities. When I got into school, I got in a bit mature, and we saw some 16, 15, 14, they were misbehaving. They had no guidance. The freedom was just too much. They could not contain it. I understand that we want to curb that. But then the system going forward, and I also understand the reason why their parents push them, so that they're calculating, even if it's strike. Every Nigerian parent calculates if you are sending your children to public school, even if there's going to be strike. Okay, if she enters at 14, okay, let's say strike 2 years. Let's say strike 3 years. So sort that out for us. I don't want to release my child earlier than 18 to the university.
All right, we have to wrap up on this, but I think that's really the conversation going forward. We'll have different views on it, but we have to go on a short break because now our final guest is in the house. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abby?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay, yeah,
thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
No. Shay, you didn't want me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. Huh? No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never really bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
I just said, look, I give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
No, I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
It's final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
How many cameras do they have?
Nikon.
My friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it.
Thanks for staying with us. So join us right now to talk about what more they have to offer. Is the co-founder and managing director of Xtralarge Farms and Group of Companies, a leading food and agricultural company in Nigeria, Dr. Mrs. Moji Davids. Welcome to the show. We always bring you back whenever you're having interesting programs. We hear you're having something in May. Tell us what's going on. Some workers' summits. You're always planning one event. But well done to your farm. I see that during the Easter, you had quite a number of people there.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done. So tell us.
Xtralarge is all about farming easy, eating healthy, living healthy, and making money. So that making money part of it is the one we're really focusing on this time around. We want to celebrate all workers. And when I say workers, I mean you are a director general, you're a cleaner, everybody. You're an entrepreneur, you're in your business, you're working somehow, whether you're working for yourself or you're working for the government or you're working in the private sector. We just want to celebrate in a special way. But celebrating workers will not make any sense without adding value to them. So that's why we've created a very sustainable platform for transgenerational wealth creation for all workers. So I did a research, though I've never worked with the civil service, but I discovered that even the apex at like level 17 or so, I think their take home is about 500 and something thousand per month. And that brings it down to about 6 million in a year. And I'm like, how do they survive? In the present day economy, and I know many of them have children in private institutions and all that. How are they coping? So it means that we always have to look for, a way to earn extra income. So while we're doing what we're doing, yes, something is coming in as an extra. And then we're planning towards the future as well. So I heard a lot of people about to retire, maybe 1 year to retire or 2 years to retire. And that's when they're saying, oh, I want to go into farming. Oh, I want to do that, I want to do that. It's already late. So you need to start it now so that you can, really bank on it in the future. So we're talking about what you can do now to give you some extra source of income. And it's majorly about agriculture and tourism. So you can see it's a fusion of both. It's not just about the normal agriculture, but this time around it has an infusion of tourism. So it's agritourism and a sustainable wealth creation, something you can start now, start earning now, and what you can, begin to build generational wealth.
So what reassurances are you giving civil servants? Because I have a lot of civil servants I live with, and the fear they usually have is when they finally gather that years of investment, they now retire and they now find out, they cannot, or they're not speaking English or accessing it. What reassurances are you giving them?
Thank you so much. I love investment. I love so much. So Xtralarge is not about investments. It's about what you can do with your hands. In Yoruba land, they say, "Oh, you understand? So permit me to use that word. Investments are very good, but the most real form of investment are the things you can see. It's not just about putting your money somewhere and you don't even know what they're doing with the money or something. Something you are even part of. Something you can actually walk into, okay, how far? What am I doing? And at the end of the day, when you're planning to retire or when you eventually retire, you can now continue yourself. So what we do at Xtralarge is we are building a community of people who have passion for agriculture and healthy living, plus tourism that came into it now, is that we help you while we can help you. But we train you
be able to help yourself.
To be able to help yourself. So that's what we're going to be majoring on this coming Wednesday, the 1st of May, at Echo FM.
Okay.
That's
right here.
Okay. That's just care. Yeah. And guess what? So you can attend conferences like this that is talking about a mind shift, talking about, how you can literally transform your life, your finances and everything. And you will pay so much for it. And at the end of the day, you can't even start anything at the end of the program. But this time around, Xtralarge is saying you do not have to pay a dime. So the summit is absolutely free, proudly sponsored by Xtralarge Farms, and we will be able to host at least, so we made provision for about 1,000 people, but I think over 500 is gone already. So for the TVC Your View family, we have a huge family on Your View.
Oh,
and
we're
we
happy
really
about
appreciate
that.
you all.
We're happy
Thank
about
you
that.
all the time. They're always coming, they're always calling to do stuff with us. So you want something you can do presently, you want something you can do in the future, you want something you can start with as little as 15,000 naira.
Wow.
You want something you can start with even zero capital. Or you have some millions somewhere, you can own a home at the resort, you can partner with us in tourism and all that. So we have different opportunities, about 23 different earning opportunities that people can tap into on that day. So all you have to do right now,
carry yourself.
Your View ladies are paying for you.
So I'm curious.
So all they have to do is just either WhatsApp or SMS.
I think the number
May 1st Summit, yes, to the number on the screen right now. Is the number on the screen? Yes, 070-8849-6478.
Go ahead, Amaka.
Okay, so I'm curious about the tourism part, and I want you to expatiate more about the tourism part. So I want to know how you're fusing agriculture with tourism and the benefits of it.
Thank you so much. So that was born out of a desire and a dream to rebrand wear any apparel for agriculture in Africa, because presently it's not wearing such a the first mention of farmer you hear, nobody's going to expect somebody like me coming to say I'm a farmer. You just want to see one man in torn shorts and he's looking so haggard, he can't take care of his family and all that. So we are changing the narratives. We're saying you can be a farmer and live a fulfilled life, and be comfortable, even more than comfortable, So it is in wearing that new apparel for agriculture that led us to the establishment of the resort. So you can come to a farm. It's a farm, number one. But right inside that farm, you begin to ask yourself whether you're in paradise or you are still. So that's where the tourism comes about. And tourism ordinarily should be, I want to go on holiday, I just want to, you know, relax and have a nice time. But when you're now coming to our own agri-tourism section, you discover that yes, you came for holiday to distress, but you're also going to have your health positively affected, your mental alertness better, eat fresh, and at the end of the day, I even have an avenue to make money.
Oh, Moshe. So I know that you did something like this last year as well, where you you're always thinking of how to
every
bless
May 1st,
workers. And it's a good one. I applaud you for
and even for the Women's Day, we empowered about 500 women.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
So for the benefit of people watching who would like to get involved with this, but then they also want to be sure that there's a form of insurance in case anything happens, and then they're hearing stories tomorrow that, okay, the money you have invested have gone on. Let us know the sort of insurance Xtralarge Farm has, which will also protect their investment.
Thank you very much. So don't forget I said we are not about investments. We're about what you can see. Like somebody said, the only estate that is real estate, for example. So the only real investment that is real is what you can see by yourself. So you're putting your money on anything, you're seeing it, and we are training you. See, it's not about just putting money on things. It's about understanding what you're doing, and even at the end of the day, you being able to do it by yourself. So we are building capacity. We are creating a platform for people to be transgenerationally wealthy. So it goes beyond you, something you can pass on, you know, to your generation. Yes.
So when you say something you can see, do I have to be coming to the farm often to be checking the crops, to be talking to the farmers, or I mean, when you say I can see, what do you mean by that?
You know, we're not talking only about the farm. Don't forget tourism.
Okay. So I can see the house, I can see the building, I can see it.
Whatever your money is going on, you're seeing it.
Gotcha.
And even if your money is not going on it, we have trained you to be able to start up on your own. Even while you're still at work, you're still in your career, whatever that you're doing, you can be able to merge the two and have an extra source of income.
Now, for this event that's coming up, do we have speakers who will be sharing and teaching? Do we have lunch? Is there refreshments? Because I know we'll carry up Belego. I gotta eat something. So tell us how.
I'm surprised Mariah is not talking.
And she likes food too.
Yeah, so the idea is we do not give you fish. So if we give you lunch today, yeah, definitely there's going to be some light refreshment. But it's not just about what you're eating today.
It's for tomorrow.
It's about what you can eat forever. You start eating it from that May 1st and it will never finish.
Oh, wow.
He said, "He blessed my cup runneth over." So that's more of what we're doing.
But who's the speaker that should be expecting?
A lot of speakers are going to be there. Most of our leaders, we have retired bankers, we have people in civil service, top director generals from the ministries, you know, that are coming on that day, who are also members of Xtralarge Farm. Who have been with us, some for 10 years, 9 years, 8 years, so they can tell you, you know, what they've also started with us and how they can encourage others to also come up.
Fantastic. Well done, well done. So we're going to be wrapping up right now. Is there any final things we've missed out? You want to tell us just final numbers, handles, we can reach just a final number?
Yeah, so this morning, you want to attend our event on the 1st of May. Don't forget, it's free, absolutely free. Just send May 1st Summit to 070-8849-6478. And you want to call us, you want to give us a call, do that on 0913-428-7656. But for the first 300 people who are going to send us a message on that number, something great awaits them on the 1st of May.
Okay, any comments on social media? Oh, I'm sure it's probably from the previous one. Please go ahead. We have a few minutes left.
So he says, Binance P2P sounds like 24 hours waste of time. I mean, effects of speculation on Naira is typically negligible. Which other country has declared war on crypto and elevated the war to national crusade? Anyway, I hope they know what they're doing. Batify says it's important to ensure that our students are receiving proper guidance and support. This particular case highlights the need for effective monitoring and supervision in schools. Immaculate Boy says, where is Miriam? I've responded. He said, what's the rationale behind the Ministry of Women Affairs closing the school? Or is it because it's a girls' school? Well, so what happens when it's a boys' school?
The mixed school, and there was a boy in
school. Yeah, there were boys there.
So Lucius says the character BC was asking of his Naxi.
Yes, I've seen it. These people are bad on you.
I'm telling you, Iteoluwa Kishi says, I am an original fan, but on this issue I beg to differ. Okay. If I can cry in my home after watching this video, how much more if she's my child? Well, everybody go collect Woto, even as a pastor's wife.
So all the comments are on the previous topic. Nobody has a question for Xtralarge. We are next
but we have to represent them now because we didn't take tweets. And
what is Xtralarge segment?
Yes. Barnabas Okala says, I hope Miriam is okay. Oto Ayani says, Nigerian ministers and unrealistic laws. How do you put minimum wage as a teen in a country where minimum entry level of jobs is 27? Imagine writing JAM from 18 and not getting admission till you're 22. You'll strike 27 and then NYSC and you're almost 28 to 29 years. So Solution says the Western orientation and cultural values of raising children that we are trying to inculcate into our society will surely come back to haunt us. The Western values has already failed in the West and we are here embracing passionately in Nigeria. Charity begins at home.
Okay, I think that's all we can take on the show. I guess I was hoping that there was one or two questions on how to invest in extra farm, but none of them Xtralarge farms.
It's to load,
but to load, right? But so we have to wrap. But I have.
I think I even forgot to mention that on that day we're going to help 100 people own a home. A business home, it's not just about owning a home. In the resort, in our Xtralarge Farm and Resort. So you own a holiday home for life, but it's also a business place for you because people are coming, for different reasons at the resort, and then you're earning, and you're also enjoying yourself. So we're going to help.
Xtralarge Farm is a place to be because we're there in March. Dancehall High School Mothers Retreat.
Oh, thank you so much.
Someone said I drank the Gary yesterday. They're talking about your product.
They drank the Gary yesterday. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I personally want to help at least 100 people, build that platform for transgenerational wealth. Apart from other things that we're going to do that day, help you own a home with as low as 1 million.
So people are asking, can there be an online platform to join?
Okay, my question is this, that the extra farm people, are they freebies we are going home with today? Because like someone like me now, I need to, that drink the Gary or chop this thing, the egg. So did you come with freebies for?
So you will have more than what you think or you can dream of if you come on the first.
Okay.
On Abasha.
You have a question online.
They're asking if there's an online platform to join the conference.
Yes, definitely. So let them just send to that number, May 1st submit to that number. So we share the physical address and then the Zoom link. For those who will be able to attend this.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Mama.
Thank you so much.
Very
all
much.
the best.
God bless you.
That is all we can take on today's show. Hope you have learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.